This flipping pike turns. Now he was right in the middle, like in there.
Breather's gonna weigh 5 pounds, 2 ounces, 5'2".
Thank you,
Catch me
Steve.
5 tomorrow, buddy.
Tomorrow.
Got tomorrow to catch him.
Doubt it. Don't think so. For my own peace of mind. Get over. Yeah. 13 and a half. And those 2 hits came out of this green shit.
Yeah.
Which is completely different than yesterday.
Basically just bushes that's covered in normally.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be under the water, and now they're under the water.
I have a spot down in Satterwhite that we caught fish yesterday. That would probably be perfect for your jerkbait or your
Buzz bait. This right here is what we were catching on with the buzz bait yesterday.
Really?
Thanks, it looks just like this.
I mean, if you're catching them in this stuff with a buzzbait, that should be an all-day pattern.
You would think.
Why would he abandon? What a stupid fuck.
When we left the woods, we never caught another keeper the rest of the day.
I hope he went back to his hotel room and slapped himself. Why would he stop a pattern like that?
And he had like 6 or 7 spots on points that he was fishing. He went through them the first go around, and now mind you, it's not like point. It's one point here, and halfway across the lake another point, and this and that and another. And he got to his last point, and he's like, "Well, I see fish." He was throwing a jerkbait. He said they won't hit the jerkbait. He got in his box and pulled out a drop shot, cast twice, and caught one about 8 inches long. And then went back to every one of his spots again with a drop shot and tried to fish him with a drop shot. I'm just in the back of the boat and I'm just like, okay.
What the fuck?
The fish are here, I can see them. Well, the best thing you do is turn that damn thing off and just
Well, yeah. If you're not going to make them bite. If they're not going to bite, they're not going to bite. I don't care what you do. That's one thing I learned really quick with live scope. If you see them and you don't catch them in 10 minutes, they're not going to bite.
For the division I fish, it really doesn't matter. You know, we fish maybe 1 or 2 tournaments a year that it would come into play. Potomac, James River, you really can't use them. You can, but it's kind of sort of cutting your nose off, spicing things.
Right.
I'm sitting here watching. They've been fishing all along that bridge. I don't know if they're striped or what, busting.
The Buzz King.
That's all I can find. They had some of the 6 cents buzz baits, but they were real big, and the one he was using yesterday wasn't that big. A lot of divisions, they're going to have to figure something out with it, or they're going to run BFL into the ground.
Well, I mean, ultimately it depends how the guy's using it.
That's what?
It depends how the guy's using it. Yeah, if the guy's chasing one fish, that's a problem. But like I use it, I'll find the structure with the side scan, and then I'll turn the live scope on to fish it, but it's usually not one fish. It's a school of fish, and I always tell my co, hey, cast over there, that's where the fish are.
Yeah. Well, see, I've heard horror stories where, you know, somebody nose up on a point on a brush pile, sit there all day long and have their co-angler hanging out in 100 foot of water.
I always put the boat so that the co could fish.
And like I said, like I was talking to one co-angler, I said that happened to him. I was like, well, a couple times he's slinging that lead right across the boater's head, he'll get the idea. I was like, by the rules, you can't do that. That's unfairly handicapping the co-angler.
There's one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Chatterbait.
I fished with a guy one time, Ranger boat, and had the divider, and his divider screwed up and fell off. And we both had a limit of fish, and neither one of us had our fish marked. And it's about halfway through the day, we called the tournament director, and he said, if you cannot 100% guarantee your fish, he says, throw them all back and start over. We had to throw all 10 fish back and start over.
Really? The asshole that made all this waves.
Yeah, takes all types to make the world go round. Yeah, usually you can see rocks stick. You know what? We ain't got much time left, but I'd like us both to catch a limit. and I'd like to see my boater from yesterday. And he asked, where'd you catch him at? Because I told him, I said, dude, we might want to think about fishing some of these rocky points and stuff back in these creeks. Oh, I caught everything on the main lake. Okay.
I mean, fishing a point, you can load the boat fast.
Huh?
Fishing a point, you can load the boat fast.
If you find the right point, you can. Well enough, there's a creek all the way in the back, almost in the back of the creek. There's a big shoal, and the shoal comes up with normal pond. It comes up about 4 feet, 3-4 feet from the top of the water, and on either side of it, it drops off into about 20. And when the fish are there, if you can find what side they're sitting on, I mean, it's cast after cast after cast after cast.
Is that where all these people are running all the way back to?
It could be, yeah. I don't think the fish are completely in the back of the creek yet, but where he was catching them, I got thinking about it, where he was catching them on a buzzbait yesterday, it was in a creek, but it was like little pockets in the creek, and we were more towards the mouth of the creek.
That's where I caught all my fish yesterday.
Yeah.
We even started just fishing the first 100 yards in, and that was it. Gonna eat it?
Pecking at it.
Yeah. It's actually a pretty good thump.
I like that thump, and the line just gets tight.
Yeah, and when your line don't break or your knots slip, it works better even.
We were fishing a BFL in Potomac, and it's the only time I've ever seen a fish on Potomac act that way. I fish a drop shot in the grass, and they would hit it. You know, usually they'll, like I said, thump it, and then they'll just start swimming off with it. These fish were hitting it wide open. They would just about yank the pole out of your hand. Another big rocky point up here on the other side of that sailboat marina.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That one's closer to the mouth too.
Huh?
We'll hit that on the way out. Wrap up for Kerr Lake, Bugg's Island, BFL Regional Championship. It was a tough one. I've never been so frustrated at a tournament in my life. It just, first time I was ever at the lake, get down there first day of practice. Lake's, I think it was 6 to 8 foot high. Hurricane Helene had just gone through west of the lake. So all that water was coming down. I believe it's the Roanoke River and coming into the lake. It wasn't cloudy, it was just high. It was in the bushes. I'm thinking, oh man, this is a dream come true. I saw all those flooded bushes and I was like, oh, it's going down. Put a flipping stick in my rod. My Kistler Nitranium, love that rod. It's what I use for my flipping. A 30-pound braid and went at it. Well, caught some in practice, not a lot. Found some good areas. Like I said, first time I've ever been to the lake. So it was a learning curve. Flipped a lot of bushes, caught some fish. I was feeling good going into tournament day. The one day I did run up to Roanoke River. I believe that's what it is. I'm not really sure, but the river that feeds the lake. Ran up there. Didn't like what I saw. The water was pretty muddy where I went. So I kind of scratched that. And I think in the long run that might have hurt me. I should have fished the dirtier water up there. I think it would have had the fish more keyed in on structure. So first day of the tournament, flipped bushes all day. About halfway through, we realized that the fish we did catch were coming off logs that were horizontal in the flooded trees. sitting like this in the flooded trees. So the second day of the tournament, I'm like, I'm going to run with that pattern. It worked good. I should be able to find 5 fish doing that. I think I weighed in 3 on day 1. Day 2, yeah, no. I don't know what changed. No idea what happened. That pattern was gone. Flipped all day. My one fish I did catch came on a jackhammer chatterbait. It was a little over 3 pounds. It was a nice fish, but at the end of the day, I dumped that fish, didn't even want to weigh in. All I wanted to do was get back to the hotel room and drink beer. I was so frustrated. I was down on myself. It was tough. You know, it wasn't what I was expecting, and it is what it is. So that wraps up the 2024 BFL season. My plans for next year. This was my 3rd year fishing the BFLs. Every year I improved. My first year, I made the regional. I think I finished 42nd. My second year, I did better. I think I finished in the top 30 somewhere. And this year, I finished 21st in the division. Wasn't as good as I thought. Put 3 in the boat, weighed 3 fish in. I think I was sitting in 60th. All the weights were tight. There was very few limits caught, and the limits that were caught were small. Talking 7-8 pounds. So there's a learning curve. You know, no doubt about it. You're fishing against some very good sticks. A lot of them are local guys that just jump into tournaments. So to be honest, your chances of winning one, I don't know. Yeah, I'll leave that up to you to decide. I'm going to fish the BFLs again next year for the 2025 season. After that, I'm going to see how my finances look. And then if I have a good year next year, I'm going to jump up to the Toyota Series. But we got to see how next year goes first, get through next year. I have to see how the finances are. Entry fees are a lot more in the Toyota Series naturally, but they pay out more places. And it's 3 tournaments as opposed to 5. So you're only paying for lodging, gas, all that kind of good stuff for 3 tournaments instead of 5. So cost-wise, it's probably going to balance out. I just want to make sure I'm in a position that I'm able to go there and be competitive. That's going to be the main thing. That's why I'm doing another year in the BFLs. Quick thing. If you're thinking about getting into tournament fishing, don't get hung up on all the social media chatter about, oh, the BFL's this and everything else. Yes, the BFLs have their issues. No doubt about it. Payouts suck. But I don't do this for the money. I do it because it's fun. And I love the competition. You're not going to get rich doing it. There's no way. I do it as a hobby. That's the only reason. And for anybody that wants to get into a more serious tournament fishing environment, I truly believe the BFLs are a great place to start. You know, if you're in it to make money, you're not fishing for the right reason. All right? Very few of us will ever make it to that elite level where we can do this for a living. So go give it a try. A couple things with the channel really quick. Gonna have some unboxing videos coming. I struggled with tackle storage the past 3 years. I need to get better at that. Wasted too much time looking for crap in my boat. We're gonna work on that. Kistler rods. Trey Kistler, hands down, one of the nicest guys in the fishing industry. I have nothing but good things to say about Trey. His rods are phenomenal. The only rods in my boat. The only rod that isn't a Kistler rod in my boat is and this is going to be weird, a Denali drop shot rod that I've had for probably 10 years. That rod has got so many smallmouth, I just can't part with it. But I'm going to do an order for my Kistler rods for 2025. I said some unboxing videos coming. And I'm going to try and get an interview with somebody. I think you'll learn a lot from this guy if he agrees to do it. I'll offer him some beer. I'm sure it'll be fun. Other than that, that's it. My next tournament, me and my kid are going to fish a local tournament at Beltsville Lake, one of our local lakes. It's about 35 minutes from my house. He loves going, and it'll be a good one. That should be a good one. We're going to have fun with that. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. My kids like when that subscriber count goes up. So other than that, till next time, I'm out.